We just got back from seeing Hereditary.
And we'll give you our non-spoiler review right after this. Welcome back to Pop Pop Fizzle, folks. I'm Jeff.
I'm Heidi.
And we just got back from seeing Hereditary.
Yep.
It is a new film from A24. It actually was one of the very first trailer reactions we did for this channel. Our channel is kind of a baby channel. So if you're watching this, thank you. Be sure and click that thumbs up button for us. But this movie was directed by Ari Aster. I'm not familiar with this particular director, so that may be on me. That may just be a hole in my knowledge. It stars Toni Collette, Alex Wolff, Gabriel Byrne, and Millie Shapiro. It was pitched via the trailers as a horror thriller sort of vibe. So we went into it. We were excited by the first trailer.
Yeah.
The second trailer kicked things up a notch. Both those trailers very well made.
Yeah, definitely well made. Got you really interested, very kind of piqued.
And did not give away this story. We were just talking about that before we started rolling. These trailers did not tell you exactly what you were in for, so...
Which is great. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, absolutely. Way
4
to go
stars.
with that. Whoever cut those trailers together did a great job.
Yeah.
I thought the acting in this was solid all the way around.
Yeah.
Thought it was well done.
There wasn't anybody in it that I thought, oh, somebody's phoning this in, or, oh, they really shouldn't have been the ones doing this. So it was good.
Right. Now, Toni Collette had her first sort of horror turn in... my brain just went blank. I See Dead People.
Oh, Sixth Sense.
Sixth Sense. Yes, thank you.
Hi.
It's been a long day. She had her first sort of, or at least the first thing that I was familiar with her with as far as horror, as far as this particular genre, was The Sixth Sense, wherein she was somebody who didn't believe and didn't really understand what was happening. This is very different. If you've seen the trailers, this is a non-spoiler review, but if you've seen the trailers, you know that she seems like she's been through a lot. She's dealing with a lot. And her acting in this really sells this story.
Yeah.
I feel like. And all of the other supporting roles, Gabriel Byrne's always pretty solid in anything he's in. I've seen a few things that were kind of over the top for him in the past, where he was probably just kind of phoning it in a little bit for a paycheck. This did not seem to be the case with this role. Millie Shapiro, this is the first thing I've seen her in. I thought she did very well in this film.
Yeah.
And Alex Wolff we know from Jumanji Welcome to the Jungle, which was a very different kind of character than the character he plays in this film. Very different.
Although he is a teenage boy, so I guess that, you know, if you want to compare him that way, he's at least a teenage boy both times.
Yes. However, a very different personality for this boy than the one that he played in Jumanji Welcome to the Jungle, but solidly acted by Alex Wolff as well. Now, you're not a big horror aficionado.
Not really.
Not that you don't see them, but you're just not, that's not your thing.
Not really, no.
So, early on when we watched those trailers, I believe your approach was sort of, you were interested to see it, but it wasn't necessarily a we have to see it opening night kind of thing.
Nope.
So what made you change your mind besides having a YouTube channel in which you needed to review it?
I wanted to see it with you.
Okay. All right. Well, I wanted to see it opening night because I am a horror movie buff, and I love especially anything that has the scent of originality about it. And everything about those trailers led me to believe that this would be a highly inventive and original horror film. Now, we've had a good slew of those lately, which I'm really excited about. From The Witch, which you did not see, but I enjoyed. It Follows.
Which I did see.
Yes. Lights Out, which you saw with me. I know that you get lost in all the movies that I show you, but Lights Out and Don't Breathe. All of those and Get Out. I don't leave that one out either. You didn't watch that one either, really.
Nope.
But all of these, nice string over the last couple of years of some highly inventive and original horror films. Now, they don't always avoid every single horror trope.
No.
But for the most part, we've had some really good original stories. This was no exception.
No, this is definitely very original.
Yeah.
Sorry, my ears are popping.
That's okay.
So. Sorry.
Yeah, so I thought you were going to make the noise for a second.
No.
So highly original, and that was enough to really sell me going into this and wanting to see it opening night. And I'm so glad that I did. I will say that our audience was not really conducive to me enjoying this as well as I had hoped.
Yeah.
Just because they found things funny that they shouldn't have found funny, and I don't think that was the movie. I think they came in after they were already having a good time, if you know what I mean, and continued to have a good time.
Yeah.
So what are your thoughts before we give our grade? I know you've chimed in a few times.
Yeah, no, I mean, I found like the lighting, the sound, the scene transitions, all of that, like just the cinematography in general. So, Pavel Pogozowski, sorry if I butchered that.
Pogozowski?
Totally butchered that. Great job. Like really, really, really good job. I mean, it was the vibe of the movie really just kind of drew me in. Like I knew that I was watching a movie, but it was just like everything about it was just intriguing. So.
No, I don't consider this a spoiler, but on the cinematography side of things, if you've seen the trailer, you know that Toni Collette's character builds little models. She works on miniatures. And the way this movie was filmed, there are moments where you're looking at a miniature and you're just not sure you are. Mm-hmm. And there are moments when you know you're looking at a miniature. And there are moments when you're looking at something real and you ask yourself, am I looking at a miniature? And so there are several scene transitions where even outdoor scenes at night where I would see something and go, is that a miniature? Yeah. Or is that real? I think that plays really well with the tone and the vibe of this movie, that you're never really sure what you're looking at, or from what perspective you're seeing it. And so it makes you feel as disjointed and sort of on your heels as these characters feel.
Definitely some disorienting moments, like just like I said, scene transitions and that sort of thing. It was very well done, I think, for a horror movie especially, just kind of keeping you kind of on the edge.
Absolutely. Now, the way we grade films here is that we give them a fizzle if the movie is not worth your time. We give it a pop if we think that you should definitely see it, but it doesn't really have to be a rush. You can see it on Netflix, you can see it Redbox, whatever. None of these folks are sponsors, sorry. Or if it's a double pop, then that means rush out to the theater right now, grab a big corn and a large drink, and sit there and enjoy this film on the big screen. That's how we rate things here. So I'm going to let Heidi go first.
Okay, so from my own perspective, I would absolutely give it a pop. I think it is definitely worth a see, however you can get to go see it. I think if somebody was a horror fan, I would say you have to run out and go see it, and it would be a double pop in that instance. But for me personally, I gave it a pop.
Right. Now, for me, I'm going to go double pop, and the reason for that being that it's not because I think necessarily that it needs to be seen on the big screen, but I think that there's a lot of movies out right now that are the summer blockbuster sort. I think this is a really good alternative to some of those films.
Yeah.
It's a much smaller film. It's focused on its acting and its atmosphere. So it's a good stand apart from some of the other films that are out right now.
That's true.
And definitely worth your time to see. Especially if you're a horror fan, as Heidi said, go out and see it on the big screen. Enjoy it with a better audience than what we had tonight, hopefully. And enjoy this thing while it's on the big screen. Otherwise, make sure that you see it when it hits Blu-ray and DVD later on. So double pop from me, a pop from Heidi.
Yep.
If you like this video, what do they need to do?
Hit that thumbs up.
That's right. And consider subscribing to the channel. If you're already subscribed, please hit that bell icon so that you can be notified the next time we have a trailer reaction or a movie review. We will be back tomorrow with a spoiler talk about this particular movie. There are a lot of nuances here that we want to talk about.
Yeah.
We just can't do it without spoiling the movie. So you go see the movie and then come back and check out our spoiler discussion, and we'll talk more details then. We just don't want to do that now. One last thing before we go, and that's that for a brief period of time, I'm running a special on my personal website. For those of you that don't know, I do some writing when I'm not making YouTube videos. So I've written some young adult fantasy, some poetry, a few other things. There's some digital downloads there, and almost everything on my website is going to be 40% off for a limited amount of time. So go to jpatricklamar.com and click on the link that says store. It'll take you to my store, and you can use promo code SUMMER18 at the checkout, and that'll get you that 40% off. All right? Until next time, folks.
Bye.
Bye.